Hi everyone, this is Mr. Campagna from High School for Medical Professions. We're going to be taking a look at lab number 2 for Regents Earth Science. We're going to be looking at graph analysis. Introduction. Constructing and interpreting graphs are integral parts of any Earth Science course. This section presents a review of graphing with emphasis on rate of change. Objective. You will review graph construction and interpretation in this lab. Part A, Graph Interpretation. Answer the following questions based on the graph below. Be sure to label all answers whenever appropriate. 1. Is the altitude of the balloons increasing or decreasing as shown by lines A and B? Well, there's line A. Move this up a bit. There's line A. Definitely looks like it's going up. You see height in meters there. And along the bottom here, we have on our x-axis time in minutes. So yes, I would say that the altitude is increasing on both line A and line B. During the first 4 minutes, how many meters did A rise? So let's take a look again. Zoom down on that. So in the first 4 minutes, from minute 0 to minute 4, A, that's this line here, went from 400 up to 800. Now, if you recall, in our Earth Science reference table, take a look here under equations, we have our rate of change formula. Rate of change equals change in value over time. So here, during the first 4 minutes, how much did it rise? Well, it went up 400 meters. That's 800 meters, take away 400 meters, leaving 400. Let's take a look at line B. Same deal. Starts off at 0 this time though, goes up to 400. So again, looking at our rate of change formula, to find our change of value, we're just going to be taking a big number and subtracting out the little. So that would be 400 meters minus 0 meters, giving us, you guessed it, 400 meters. Now, during the first 4 minutes, what was the rate of increase for balloon A? So balloon A started off at 400, went up to 800 over 4 minutes. Well, let's write the formula out and plug in the variables. Rate of change equals change in value over time. So in this case, it would be, I'll write it in the margin, rate of change equals change in value over time. Now let's plug them in. ROC, our rate of change, equals our change in value, which was 800 minus 400, which would be 400 meters, over our time, which was 4 minutes. 400 divided by 4 would give us 100, but we have to bring the units too. Meters over minutes. So in this case, we would say that the first balloon, balloon A, rose 100 meters per minute for the first 4 minutes. During the first 4 minutes, what was the rate of increase for balloon B? I'll let you do that one yourself. Do lines A and B show a direct or an indirect relationship? So direct relationships increase. As one increases, the other increases. Indirect, which is this guy, is the opposite. So as one decreases, the other one increases. So if you had to guess, which one would this be? That's right. This would be a direct relationship. Now flipping the page, we have a graph. Now, very simple graph here. It's just a single line. We've got time here and temperature. Now, generally speaking, time is one of those independent variables that will always go at the bottom. Not always, but the vast majority of the time it goes at the bottom. So let's label it as such. I'm going to say time, and I'm going to give my unit, time in minutes. That leaves temperature in degrees Celsius, our dependent variable. So the question now is, how do we organize this chart? Well, time to being at the bottom, we can go by ones. Let's try that. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, that 15 brought us out to here tells me that I'm not going to be able to skip a line because that would double the length of my graph, and I don't have that. So I'm just going to simply go by once. And there's nothing stopping you from going the rest of the way. Now with temperature, it's a little different. We have to find our range here. Now we wouldn't start off at 36. Here, temperature was 36, and we noticed that we went down to 23. So to find the range, we're going to get the maximum number, which is 36, and subtract out the minimum number, which was 23. 36 minus 23 gives us a difference of 13, meaning I'm going to need at least 13 boxes. So I'm going to start off one line above where that 0 is. I don't want to confuse that there's 0 for the temperature. Some people would even do a line break there, just to make it clear that that's not part of the temperature. And let's start putting them in. So I'm going to start off with my lowest number, which is 23.0, which I'll say right here, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and you're just going to go up the whole way. 33, 34, 35, 36. All right. Now let's plot our points. We take our 0 and our 36, find 0, find 36, and I'm just going to mark it with an X. Our next data point is 1 minute and 32.5. 1 minute, I'm going to go up to 32. Well, if that's 32 and that's 33, 32.5 would be about right there. 30.5 for 2, in between the 30 and the 31. For 3, that's 29.0. 3, we're going to go up to the 29. And I'm not going to finish this graph, but you can see here that we could easily now connect those points. You may want to use a ruler or a straight edge. You don't have to in this case, as long as your line is going exactly through each point and it's not doing any funny maneuvers. I have a few more questions down here. These guys here relate to change in value over time, meaning rate of change. Again, find your formula on reference table page 1. Part C, we have a graph here that shows mass and volume for 5 samples of the mineral pyrite. Pyrite, on the back page of your Earth Science reference table, you can see is a mineral. And it's made of quite a lot of iron. So it's relatively heavy for its size, meaning it's relatively dense. And what we're looking at here is density. Now, to calculate density, we can go to our equations. We can find density. Density equals mass divided by volume. And we could use this formula to help interpret this chart. You have a few other questions on here, including another graph. So that's really it. Very simple introduction to graphing. If you made it through middle school, I think you'll be fine with this. Right now it's 2023, and the due date on this is September 20th, 2023. But that's it. Best of luck, and thanks for watching.